Welcome to another bonus edition of Upon Further Review.
Upon further review,
And in this edition, we'll be talking about the Atlanta Falcons going to New York to face the Giants. And this Week 5 matchup will be on October 5th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can catch that on your local Fox affiliates. So the Falcons going to New York to face the Giants. And so far in the season, the Falcons have been back and forth. They won in Week 1 against New Orleans at home. Then they went on the road to Cincinnati and they lost to the Bengals. Then they went back home and beat the Buccaneers in Atlanta. Then they went on the road to Minnesota and they lost. So it's been back and forth. And if that trend continued, then you would think they would win. But wait, what's the other trend is that they only have won at home and they've lost both of their road games. So which trend is going to be the one? Is it going to be the back and forth, or is it going to be the trend of losing on the road and winning at home? And then if you look at the Giants on the other hand started off 0-2, losing on the road to Detroit in Week 1, then coming home to New York and losing to the Cardinals, but then beating the Texans in Week 3 at home, and then winning on the road in Week 4 against Washington on that Thursday night game. And now they're back at home, and they've got momentum because they've won 2 in a row. They evened themselves up at 500. They really seem to have hit their stride as Eli finally hit the 300 mark. He had 5 total touchdowns last week, 4 through the air, 1 on the ground. I'll tell you, in this game, you got to watch out for is the Falcons, their lack of blocking. As they really struggled to block. They had actually a tight end playing, I think it was left tackle or right tackle. Either way, he was playing tackle during that Minnesota game. That was a large part of why they lost so bad to the Vikings. And if they can't block, they're going to have a long day in New York against the Giants pass rush. Let's go inside the numbers now and look at how they match up statistically. When we look at the passing offense of these two teams, the Falcons are number 1 in the NFL for passing yards per game. And the Giants are 15th in the NFL for passing yards per game. So the Falcons are one of the best passing teams, but if you look at defense, passing defense, they're 30th in the league in yards allowed, and the Giants are 22nd. So it's kind of, you don't really know who's got the advantage here. Yes, the Falcons do have those big numbers that they put up, but if you actually look at it, the last time and the only time that the Falcons, that Matt Ryan threw for over 300 yards was in Week 1 against the Saints, when he threw for 448 yards. But then in the next 3 weeks, he's failed to reach the 300 mark, although he was just 2 yards shy of 300 in that loss to Minnesota. They seem to be pretty evenly matched, though, if you figure that although the Falcons are the number 1 passing attack, the Giants are 22nd. That's not very good against the pass, so they're probably going to be letting up some passes, but being that the Falcons are 30th against the pass themselves, the Giants should be able to pass just as easily as the Falcons, although they're 15th. But Eli has been coming on strong lately. Now, if we look at the running attack of these two teams, the Falcons are rated 14th in the league in yards on the ground per game, and the Giants are 16th in the league in yards per game. So they're pretty even on the ground. If you look at their run defense, though, that's where the Giants have the clear advantage, where the Falcons are almost last in the league. They're 28th. They're in the bottom 5 in the league when it comes to stopping the run, and the Giants are number 10 in the league when it comes to stopping the run. So the Giants clear advantage on the ground game, and so you should expect Rashad Jennings to have a big day for the G-men. This could very easily be a high-scoring game. As we look at the numbers for these two teams in points per game, the Falcons score the 2nd most points per game, and the Giants score the 8th most points per game. So both these teams are in the top 10 for points scored, and the Falcons number 2, so they score a lot of points. As we saw last week, even though they put up 28, they allowed 41 against Minnesota. So Both these teams should score a lot of points, and especially we go inside and look at those defenses. The Falcons are 29th when it comes to points allowed, and the Giants are 15th, so they're middle of the road when it comes to points allowed. When we see that, what does that add up to? It adds up to a lot of offense through the air, but the difference in this game should be the Giants' ground game, and their ground game should be what propels them to victory. As I said in the quick picks, I'm picking the Giants in this game, and namely because it's in New York. The Falcons struggle on the road. If you look at the numbers, the Falcons should put up some points and should have some success through the air, but the Giants should win the time of possession, and they should also get more yards on the ground, and they should be able to shut down the Falcons when they need to. They're also pretty good at causing turnovers, so the Giants, in my opinion, have the advantage in this game defensively and on the ground, although you give the Falcons the edge in the passing attack, but I still expect Eli to have a decent day. Maybe not as big numbers, he might not have as many yards as Matt Ryan, but if he can protect the ball, he should get the Giants into the end zone, and they should win this game. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Very interested to hear what you have to say and hear your predictions on this game. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Let us know that you enjoyed it by doing that. And you can also subscribe, and by subscribing you'll get plenty of more videos like this one as we give recaps for each and every single NFL game each and every single week. We also do these upon further review segments for every game leading up to game time, for every game in the NFL each and every week. We also have our weekly show, The Wedge, where we do our quick picks, our fantasy football picks. We also have a weekly rewind, and then we do the upon further review for the Thursday night game as part of The Wedge. And you can also find we're covering the MLB playoffs as they've just begun. We cover the wild card, first few games of the ALDS and the NLDS. We'll be covering the whole entire MLB playoffs all the way through the World Series. We also cover NCAA football, so you can catch assorted games that we cover in the top 25, or if there's a big upset, we cover that as well. So thank you very much for listening. It is greatly appreciated. Hope you're having a great day and have a great weekend, and enjoy all of the great sports from the MLB and the NFL and around the world and all the different sports that there are.